Are there not?
Yes, Senator, there are.
Okay. Suppose the Florida Supreme Court ruled that here in Florida, we're not going to recognize any exceptions to the warrant requirement. You have to have a warrant to search someone, and you have to have a warrant to arrest someone. Mm-hmm. No exceptions. Can the Florida Supreme Court?
That's essentially what happens in judicial confirmation hearings. Not to embarrass nominees, but to test whether the system is working as intended. This moment matters because federal judges don't write op-eds or campaign speeches. They make decisions that quietly shape rights, money, and power for decades. So when basic constitutional questions produce hesitation, that hesitation isn't academic. It has real consequences. Senator John Kennedy asks a nominee about the Privileges and Immunities Clause. The response falters. The nominee struggles to identify where it appears in the Constitution or what it does. Kennedy pauses, then delivers the line that defines the exchange. I know it's interesting, that's why I asked it. That sentence lands because it exposes something deeper than a missed answer. The Privileges and Immunities Clause is foundational. It's about preventing states from treating out-of-state Americans as second-class citizens. Access to courts, economic opportunity, basic fairness across state lines. When a judicial nominee says it hasn't come up in their career, that's not a personal failure. It's an institutional one. These hearings reveal a pattern. Highly credentialed nominees trained to navigate
a state can do whatever it wants to under its state constitution, can it?
Yes, sir. Yes,
but that's
Senator.
Not what you just said. You think the Supremacy Clause applies? The Supremacy Clause applies.
Well,
you want to change your answer?
Senator, I would like to change my answer to the extent that I agree with you that the Florida legislature or Florida could do exactly what you said. I meant in my statement is that...
Trust me, it can. Judge Pruitt, I'm sorry, I can't see that far.
It's Judge Pratt, Senator. Yes.
Judge Pratt, I apologize. I can't see that far. Can a state legislature pass a law that discriminates against a group of people over another group of people for inferior treatment?
Well, Senator, the federal Constitution and the state Constitution both contain protections against various forms of discrimination.
But can a state legislature say this group, we're going to treat this group of people differently than another group of people?
So I think, Senator, an example where a legislature could
tell me first if a state can do that.
Yes, a state can, for example, require a driving age which discriminates on the basis of age. To say, for example,
when can a state legislature not do that?
When it's seeking to do so under a basis that is protected under the state or federal constitution.
Okay, good. Judge, tell me about the privileges and immunities clause.
The Privileges and Immunities Clause, there's a privileges and immunities and a privileges or immunities clause. There's one of each. One of them relates...
Privileges and is what I'm asking you about.
I believe you're referring to what came through in one of the Reconstruction amendments and discussing the fact that that the privileges and immunities of citizenship would be extended under those.
First, what article is it in?
I believe it's in the 13th Amendment.
No, 4th. Article 4. What does it do?
Senator, you have pinpointed a question that in my 9 years as a judge, in my decade of private practice before this, my 2 years as a law clerk, my 2 years on law review in law school, including a year as editor-in-chief, didn't ever come up.
You tell me you don't know?
So it's an interesting question.
Yes, ma'am. I know it's interesting. That's why I asked it.
Yes.
But you don't know the answer. Just tell me. I got a lot of ground to cover here.
I would be very happy to research it.
Okay. Do you know what the privileges or immunities clause is?
With respect to my answer would be the same on that.
You don't know it either.
Well, with respect to the privileges and immunities of citizenship, my recollection is that,
Privileges are immunities.
yes, my recollection is that was discussed in one of the Reconstruction amendments.
Which one, do you know?
I believe it was the 13th or the 14th.
Okay. All right, Judge. What's Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of '64 do?
This exchange isn't about Senator Kennedy or any single nominee. It's about whether the institutions we rely on still prioritize clarity over credentialing. Judicial power works best when the fundamentals are second nature, not afterthoughts. Because when the basics go unanswered, the public is left wondering what else might be.